Some games don't just release, they mark a turning point. There is a before and an after. They redefine an aesthetic, a tone, a way of telling stories. Years later, you still see their influence in new projects, in art direction, in music, in sound design. And Hyperlight Drifter is one of those works. Hi, it's Other. In this episode, I'm going to try to understand that atmosphere and see if I can get close to it. Let's begin. Hyperlight Drifter tells this story without words, through runes, colors, symbols, and silence. It shows us the remains of a once advanced civilization that collapsed long ago. Both the protagonist and the civilization are damaged, struggling to survive. Blood, runes, sickness, infestation. The world and the body share the same fate. When calm appears, it never feels permanent. It feels like the quiet after a storm. Something survived, but something was lost. In this world, peace feels earned and unstable. That's why the brutality hits so hard. Combat is fast and unforgiving, cutting through the silence without warning. Before anything else, we need to look at the harmonic language. Disasterpeace writing often avoids clear resolution. Instead of strong tonal movement, it favors suspended harmonies, modal colors, and emotional ambiguity. For this piece, I'm centering the harmony around D sharp minor, but avoiding functional progressions. By adding sixth and extension and shifting the bass, the chord feels suspended rather than resolved. Here, tension isn't something to resolve, it's something that quietly lingers. If harmony builds the emotion, sound design builds a world. In Hyperlight Drifter, Disasterpeace synths never feel clean or polished. They feel worn, slightly unstable, almost corroded. Beat crushing and texture reduction add grit and fragility to the sound. The work behind this is remarkable. Disasterpeace created a sonic identity that is instantly recognizable, deeply personal and inseparable from the game itself. The result isn't aggressive distortion, but controlled decay. The sound feels like the world itself, damaged, unstable, but still alive. Let's see the instruments I used and the sound design I did to build this track. Firstly, I use worn pads. Few layers of distort basses. Beat crush keys. Few degraded effects. Electronic drums. And of course, a lo-fi piano. Let's see how I made some of these sounds. Disasterpeace's use of reverb is essential to the atmosphere. Long and diffuse tails create the impression of vast, empty structures, as if every song reflects off forgotten worlds. That depth adds distance and scale, making the world feel larger and lonelier. Now it's time to bring everything together. Fragile harmony, degraded texture, depth of space, these are the ingredients. The balance between them is subtle and difficult to reproduce. The goal is to follow this formula as faithful as possible, without loading the tension that makes it work. Let's see if it's held. I hope you enjoyed the journey through this process. It wasn't easy. Disasterpeace work sets a very high standard, and I hope I managed to honor it. Before that, a quick note. I've been busy working on a few projects lately, and one of them just released a demo on Steam. If you're curious, you can check out Sophia past demo and try it for yourself. I did all the sound effects and music. I will put a link in the description. Now, let's listen to the result.